Okay, let's unpack this. That constant inner critic in your head whispering, "You're not good enough." Sound familiar?
Oh, definitely. I think for so many of us, it's just a daily reality, isn't it?
It really is. But what if there was like a powerful, research-backed antidote to that voice? Today we're doing a deep dive into the power of self-compassion. Be kinder and more understanding to yourself daily.
And you might hear that and think, oh, that sounds a bit soft, maybe even selfish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we're here to challenge those ideas, drawing from, well, quite a range of sources: health, psychology, even spiritual wisdom.
Yeah, our mission really is to show how treating yourself with kindness isn't some luxury. It's a fundamental skill.
A skill that can genuinely transform your well-being, your relationships, your whole life, potentially.
And what's really interesting, I think, is we'll explore the surprising truth behind some common myths, these ideas that hold people back.
Yeah, and delve into the actual physiology, what happens in your body with self-criticism versus self-compassion.
Right. And most importantly, we want to equip you with, concrete, actionable things you can start doing today.
Get ready for maybe a few aha moments that could really shift how you relate to yourself.
And in turn, how you relate to the world around you.
So let's start at the core. What is self-compassion exactly? Our sources point to three key pillars. Yeah.
That's right. 3 interconnected parts. The first one is self-kindness.
Okay.
And this isn't just, being vaguely nice. It's about actively approaching yourself with warmth, with acceptance, especially when you're struggling.
Like you would with a friend.
Precisely. Think about how you genuinely comfort a friend who's having a rough time. That's the tone we're aiming for, but internally, it's the direct opposite of that harsh inner critic.
That makes so much sense. If you wouldn't say it to your best friend, why on earth are you saying it to yourself?
Exactly. But self-kindness isn't the whole picture. The next step, which our sources really emphasize, is understanding we're all in this together. That's common humanity.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to feel isolated when things go wrong, isn't it? Like, why me? I must be uniquely flawed.
Totally. That feeling of, this shouldn't be happening to me. Common humanity reminds you that, actually, suffering, imperfection, making mistakes, that's just part of being human. Universally.
You're not alone in the struggle.
You're absolutely not alone. And realizing that can be incredibly freeing. I remember reading this anecdote about a parent at a park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, her son was autistic and stimming, and initially she felt so isolated watching other kids play quote-unquote normally. But then she consciously shifted thinking, wait, all parents face challenges. This is just our challenge. And that shift from isolation to connection was, powerful.
Wow. That's a great example.
And underpinning both self-kindness and common humanity is the third pillar, mindfulness.
The foundation.
Exactly. It's what allows you to be aware of what's happening right now, including difficult feelings, without getting totally swept away.
So not exaggerating them, but also not suppressing them.
Right. It's about acknowledging your pain with this open, kind of non-judgmental awareness that creates the space you need to respond with care rather than just reacting.
Okay, so those are the 3 pillars. But like you said earlier, it's understandable why people hesitate. It can feel counterintuitive.
Definitely. And our sources highlight several really pervasive myths that act as big barriers, almost like hurdles you don't even realize are there.
Let's tackle the first one. The idea that self-compassion is just self-pity.
Right. You picture someone just like wallowing, saying, oh, poor me.
Yeah.
But here's the surprising thing. The research actually shows self-compassion is the antidote to self-pity. It helps you process feelings and let go, rather than getting stuck ruminating.
So it stopped the walling.
It really does. It short-circuits that poor me loop.
Yeah.
Self-compassionate people tend to have better mental health because they're not getting bogged down in that way.
Okay, so definitely not self-pity.
Yeah.
But I still get why some might feel it's, a bit weak. Which brings us to the next myth. Self-compassion means weakness.
Ah, yes, the tough as nails approach. You just gotta power through, stuff down the feelings.
Right. Like that example of John after his divorce, thinking he was being strong by just shutting down emotionally.
But the studies, for instance, on divorce adjustment show the exact opposite. Self-compassion is actually a powerful source of resilience.
Resilience, okay?
Yeah, it helps people cope, even thrive, through really tough times. It's about being an inner ally, not an inner enemy. People who are more self-compassionate after a breakup actually adjusted better psychologically, even months later.
Oh, so it's inner strength, not a lack of it.
Absolutely. And think about it. If harsh criticism was so motivating, would you use it on a friend who's already down? or a child struggling.
No way.
Yeah.
Which leads straight into maybe the biggest hurdle for a lot of people. The fear that self-compassion will make me complacent.
I'll just sit on the couch and eat chips all day fear.
Exactly. The idea that if I'm not constantly beating myself up, I'll lose all motivation, stop trying to improve.
But again, let's look at how effective motivation works. Think of a good parent or maybe a supportive coach or teacher. If a child fails a test, shaming them usually backfires. Offering support, acknowledging the difficulty, encouraging them to try again. I believe in you. How can I help? That fosters confidence and persistence.
Right. Makes them more likely to learn and grow. Like Bill, the guy who used his supportive trainer's voice internally for his business challenges.
Yes. Just give it a try. I know you can do it. Mindset. Adopting that compassionate, encouraging inner voice actually increases motivation. It doesn't kill it.
Okay, that's a huge one to bust.
Yeah.
What about the idea that self-compassion is narcissistic?
Yeah, this ties into our culture's focus on self-esteem, often based on feeling better than average.
Which is fragile, right? Because you can't always be above average.
Exactly. High self-esteem can be like a fair-weather friend, as one source put it. It's there when things are good, but deserts you when you fail or feel inadequate. It can lead to unhealthy comparisons, even things like bullying.
So how is self-compassion different?
Self-compassion isn't about judging yourself positively or negatively. It's about relating to yourself kindly, regardless of whether you're succeeding or failing. It offers a more stable sense of self-worth because it's there for you even when your pride takes a hit.
So it's not about being better than others, just being okay with yourself, flaws and all.
Precisely. You can still feel the sting of failure or embarrassment, but you meet that pain with kindness. Wow, that was tough. I'm sorry you went through that. It's okay.
Okay. And the last big myth, especially relevant for caregivers maybe, self-compassion is selfish.
Yes, this is a big one. Think of people like Rachel in our sources, giving so much to others but being incredibly hard on herself, almost believing that self-neglect makes her a better person.
And you mentioned women sometimes struggle with this more.
Our sources suggest that, yeah, possibly due to societal expectations around selfless caregiving, women sometimes score lower on self-compassion measures, even while being very caring towards others.
But here's the kicker, right? It's not actually selfish.
Not at all. In fact, self-compassion increases our capacity to give. Remember that story about the expert on the plane with her autistic son?
The transatlantic flight tantrum?
Yeah, she felt overwhelmed, but she focused maybe 90% of her attention on soothing herself first. This is hard. I'm here for you.
And by calming herself.
Her son calmed down too. She gained the stability she needed to be truly present and effective for him. It shows that filling your own cup allows you to pour more for others. It's not selfish, it's resourceful.
Wow. Okay, so busting those myths is crucial. And the science behind why self-compassion works is fascinating too. You mentioned the threat system.
Right. When we criticize ourselves, it activates the amygdala, our body's threat defense system. It's like we're attacking ourselves, triggering a fight response, stress hormones, distress.
A misguided attempt to motivate, but it just causes harm.
Exactly. Self-compassion, on the other hand, does something completely different. It reduces that threat response and activates what's called the mammalian care system.
A different pathway in the brain.
Totally different neurobiology. It's associated with feelings of safety, security, warmth, connection. Think oxytocin, not cortisol.
So it shifts us from fight, flight, or freeze.
To tend and befriend, essentially. From fight, self-criticism, to self-kindness. From flight, isolation, to common humanity. And from freeze, rumination, to mindfulness. It builds inner safety.
That's incredible. Okay, so we've busted the myths, we understand the pillars, we see the science. How do we actually do this? How can people practice it daily?
Well, the great news is it's a skill. You can learn it. One study showed participants in a mindful self-compassion course increased their self-compassion by like 43% in just 8 weeks.
Wow, 43%. That's significant.
Huge. And they also saw big improvements in mindfulness, relationships, less stress. So yeah, there are practical tools.
Okay, let's hear them. What's first?
First, and it sounds simple, but it's powerful, be your own best friend.
Actually act like you would towards a friend.
Yeah. Give yourself permission to take breaks. Acknowledge your effort, not just the results. Talk to yourself kindly, even out loud sometimes.
Like those examples people shared, good job, you've got this, or it's okay to be angry, that was a lot.
Exactly. Or even looking in the mirror and saying, I love you. It's about consciously changing that inner soundtrack.
And tied into that, I guess, is actually listening to your body.
Yes. Attending to your needs. This isn't just bubble baths, it's fundamental self-respect. Hungry, eat, tired, rest, even a short nap if possible.
Taking control of what you can.
Right, like the listener managing chronic illness, focusing on the scheduling appointments, choosing positive input, measuring progress in small steps. That's all compassionate action, recognizing small wins.
That makes sense. Yeah. What about that exercise comparing how you treat friends versus yourself?
The how do I treat a friend exercise. Yeah, this one's really revealing.
How does it work?
You just take a moment, maybe even write it down. Think about a time a good friend was really struggling or failed at something. How did you respond? What did you say? What was your tone? Then think about a time you were in a similar situation. How did you respond to yourself? What did you say internally? What was that tone?
And notice the difference.
Exactly. Usually there's a stark difference. And asking yourself which approach is actually more helpful can be a real eye-opener about how unhelpful self-criticism often is.
That sounds powerful. What's next? Finding a compassionate voice.
Yes. Actively find your compassionate voice. First, maybe identify your inner critic's greatest hits. What are the common phrases it uses? You can even consider its maybe misguided protective intention.
Like it thinks it's helping you avoid failure by scaring you.
Sort of, yeah. Then, consciously craft supportive, compassionate messages to counter the critic. A really effective way to do this is writing a compassionate letter to yourself.
A letter?
Yeah, imagine writing from the perspectives of someone who loves you unconditionally, maybe a wise, kind friend, or even your future compassionate self writing to the part of you that's struggling right now.
Stepping into that caring role for yourself?
Exactly. And another useful concept is the yin and yang of self-compassion.
Yin and yang. How does that apply?
Well, self-compassion has a yin side, the softer, more feminine energy. That's about comforting, soothing, validating your feelings and needs, being with yourself gently.
Okay, the comforting part.
And then there's the yang side, the fiercer, more masculine energy. This is about protecting yourself, providing for your needs, and motivating yourself towards growth, but from a place of care, not criticism.
So it's not just about being soft, it's also about being strong for yourself.
Precisely. Sometimes you need the gentle yin, like Monique comforting herself after her MS diagnosis. Other times you need the motivating yang, like Avia writing those letters to find drive. Knowing what you need helps create balance.
That's a really helpful distinction. What else? Letting go of resistance.
Yes, let go of resistance. We naturally want to push away difficult feelings, right? But that often just makes them stronger.
Like quicksand. The more you struggle,
the deeper you sink. So instead, try this technique. Soften, soothe, allow.
Soften, soothe, allow. Okay.
First, consciously try to soften any physical tension or tightness around the emotion. Where do you feel it in your body? Just try to relax into it.
Okay.
Then soothe yourself with kind words. Maybe a gentle touch, like placing a hand on your heart. This is really hard right now. It's okay to feel this. And finally, allow the emotion to just be there without judging it or needing it to go away immediately. Just letting it flow through you. It helps integrate it instead of fighting it.
That sounds like a practice you'd need to repeat.
Definitely. It's a skill. And finally, don't forget to cultivate self-appreciation.
Self-appreciation. That sounds close to the self-esteem thing we talked about.
It's different. We all have this negativity bias, right? We focus on flaws.
Yeah.
Self-appreciation is about consciously countering that by actively savoring positive experiences, even small ones, and practicing gratitude not just for external things, but for your own good qualities, your strengths, your efforts.
So acknowledging the good in yourself.
Yeah. It's not arrogant. It's about seeing yourself more clearly and more wholly. And interestingly, when you appreciate your own light, you kind of unconsciously give others permission to shine too.
That's a lovely thought. So these practices can really help overall, but how does self-compassion apply to specific, really tough challenges, like shame?
Shame. Such a painful emotion. Our sources describe it as stemming from that deep, innocent desire for love and belonging. It feels isolating, makes you feel fundamentally flawed. Truly. But self-compassion is described as its ultimate antidote. Why? Because it meets the feeling of being flawed with kindness, not more judgment. And it counters the isolation with common humanity, remembering everyone feels shame sometimes. It helps dissolve it.
And what about relationships? Does being kinder to yourself actually help with partners?
Absolutely. Research shows self-compassionate people tend to have healthier, more satisfying romantic relationships. They're often seen as more accepting, less critical, better communicators.
Because maybe they're not relying on their partner for all their validation?
That's a big part of it. Like Sheila's story, her insecurity was impacting her relationship until she learned to meet her own emotional needs more through self-compassion. It reduces neediness and creates a more secure base within yourself.
That makes sense. What about a fiery emotion like anger? Self-compassion seems gentle for anger.
You'd think so, but anger is often misunderstood. It can be a really useful signal, like an alarm bell saying a boundary might have been crossed or a need isn't being met.
Okay.
Self-compassion helps you look underneath the anger with kindness. Instead of just lashing out or shutting down, you can ask, okay, I'm angry. What need isn't being met here? Do I need respect, connection, safety?
So it helps you understand the anger's message.
Exactly, like Nate did with his lingering anger from a betrayal. Self-compassion helped him see his unmet need for respect and then take action to affirm himself, transforming the anger into positive change.
And finally, forgiveness. That's huge, whether forgiving yourself or others. How does self-compassion fit?
It's integral. True forgiveness, according to our sources, involves letting go of the anger and resentment. And that's hard work.
Definitely.
Self-compassion provides the support you need for that process. It helps you grieve the pain without getting stuck, understand the situation with more nuance. The common humanity part helps here too. And then consciously choose to open to compassion.
So it fuels the intention to forgive.
Yes, and also the commitment to protect yourself from future harm, which is a key part of healthy forgiveness. It supports the whole healing journey.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive really makes it clear. Being kinder and more understanding to yourself daily. It's not just a nice idea.
Not at all. It's a powerful research-backed skill. It literally rewires your brain, reduces stress, builds resilience, improves relationships. It helps you thrive.
It's not about avoiding suffering, is it? It's about changing how you relate to suffering when it inevitably shows up.
Exactly. And it does take practice, persistence, an open mind. It's a shift, challenging maybe a lifetime of conditioning for some of us.
It's a big shift, yeah.
But the benefits are truly profound.
So here's something maybe for you to think about after this.
Mm-hmm.
What if that harshest voice you hear, that inner critic, what if it's actually the part of you most eager to become your kindest ally?
That's a powerful thought. How would things change?
Yeah. How would treating yourself like your dearest friend truly transform not just your inner world, but your whole experience of life, your connections?
Remember, it's a journey, this self-compassion thing, lifelong, really.
And every moment is a chance to practice. Keep exploring, keep experimenting.
Keep coming back to kindness.
We'll look forward to continuing the journey with you next time.